The following segment is sponsored by Veg ER.
I am here at Veg ER for Pets at their brand new Sandy location talking with Nicole. Nicole, thanks for having us out today.
Of course, thanks for coming.
Appreciate you. So I know this is a working hospital right now, so there's a lot going on behind us, but tell us, if people aren't familiar with the brand, what you guys do and what makes you stand out from other veterinary hospitals.
Yes. So we are Veg ER for Pets. We serve the local community here in Sandy, Draper, outside of like Lehigh, Salt Lake. All we do is emergency. And we love doing that.
What does it look like when someone walks in the door? Because I imagine, if you have, it's an emergency service, you're worried about your pet. What does it look like when we come in the door?
So initially when you walk in the door, you're immediately greeted by one of our beautiful CECs. They greet you at the door, they take in your pet information and whatnot, but you immediately get triaged by a doctor, which is very different than many typical ERs. So a doctor will come up, they'll make sure your pet is stable, either administer pain injections right away, figure out if something more is needed, and we do try to do all of that before we even start really going through all the nitty-gritty details of paperwork and things like that. If we do have a critical pet that comes in the door, we do stabilize that pet right away before getting more details from you and things like that, as well as far as like client information. We just really want to make sure that pet is fully taken care of from the moment it sets foot in our door.
Sure, absolutely. And I know, obviously, with pets, they are our kids and so important to us. Can we stay with them overnight? Because it's probably a little nerve-wracking bringing, your loved one in and then having to leave and not knowing what's going on.
Yeah, so that's another cool thing that Veg ER for Pets gets to do is you get to stay with your pet the whole time.
The whole time,
the
overnight?
Whole time. Yeah, so even if they're hospitalized, we actually have some pretty cool rooms set up where there's a bed, a pull-out bed. We offer blankets, toiletries, snacks, all that kind of stuff so that you can stay with them and stay comfortable the whole time. And they do get to stay with you in the room the whole time. If the pet is needing blood work, x-rays, surgery, anything like that, you get to stay and watch them the whole time. You do not have to be separated at any point of your visit.
Okay, I've actually never heard of that before. That's very different,
yes, it's
right?
very unique to Veg ER. Yep.
Okay, that's so special. And I know the relationship between pet parent and pet is so important to you guys.
It really is.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so that is one of our founding core values is we do want to keep people and their pets together. Part of emergency, you never want a pet emergency. No family ever wants to experience that, and we appreciate that pets are part of the family. And so we want to help try to make a difficult experience as good as possible for owners when they come in with their pets. And so how we do that is just keeping them together.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, talk to me about cats, dogs, what kind of animals can come in here?
Anything that fits through the door. So
anything that fits through the door?
Anything that fits through the door. So we've done our fair share of treating some goats. We've treated rabbits, ferrets, a couple birds at this point.
Wow.
We saw a snake last week too.
Okay.
So really anything that fits through the door we want to try to help and take care of, especially in those emergency situations.
Okay, and speaking of that, you said you don't do regular services, just emergency services. And do you communicate with the regular veterinary hospitals?
Yes, so all we do is emergency, so we try to do it best. And I think we do a pretty good job of that here in Sandy. We do communicate with the regular vet, whether they need follow-up care for splint changes because of a broken leg, or they need follow-up blood work, something like that. We do send the record to the vet within 24 hours, as well as usually try to give them a phone call and things like that too.
Good communication.
So we can just help stay on the same page.
Very important.
Yep.
Okay, how many locations across the United States? And first one here in Sandy, and where can we go for more information?
Yeah, so there's 102 hospitals and growing right now. We were number 99. We opened about a month ago. We are expected to have more in the state of Utah, so I'm excited about that. And you can go to veg.com for more information.
Amazing. Exciting to see this brand grow. Thanks so much for talking to us, Nicole. Great to see you.
Yeah.